country needs, and it's also going to be great for our industry as a whole. So I'm going to be working the slides here. Eventually, I'll be going back and forth with Jonathan to bring up some web pages so you can see what we're doing. Our website, FitAmerica.org, is live now. Just went live last night. So anybody can tap into it. Don't do it now. Wait until we get off this call, but you can learn and see what Americans are going to see through this campaign. But let's go through a few of the points here on this presentation. First of all, I want to thank the founding sponsors that come into this organization and help make this all possible. These organizations here have stepped up in a major way financially, offering dollars to be able to get us started to build the infrastructure to launch Fit America. They're the big founding sponsors, but let's not overstate how important all the other 110 sponsors that we have overall. You can see one page here, and what's the beauty of this campaign is you have big brands, small brands, everybody. You got from the size companies like Sears all the way down to very, very small companies all working together. And this is the beauty of this campaign, so that we can talk to America on a common front. So that's one page, and then this is another page of all the committed sponsors of Fit America, and thank you for helping make this happen. So let's talk about our goals here. First, I want to make sure that everybody, especially the people on the call, because a lot of you here on the call are going to be implementing Fit America and leveraging your assets and leveraging your company to make this campaign great for you and for America. First, and second thing is we want you to understand our marketing approaches, how we're going to go about doing this. I want you to hear about some of the things other companies are doing. Really go into the newsflash process. It's going to be one of the major keys, and we'll spend a couple minutes on that later on in the presentation. I want you to learn about using marketing tools. We have a bunch of marketing tools for you to use with your companies or organizations. And then if you have questions, you're going to be able to jot them down or write them in and send them on to us, and we'll answer them at the end. But the key here is we want to have a successful campaign, and all of us working together and leveraging our assets. We're going to make this campaign successful, and more importantly, we're going to make a healthier industry and a healthier country. So let's talk about the background. And some of you may have seen some of these slides, but for the new people that are just jumping on here and learning about the background here, we all know what's going on with the obesity crisis. We're the most obese country in the world. It's strangling our country. It's strangling our industry, actually, also. And you can see we're #1, and the average is 16.9% throughout the world. We're #1, and this is not something we want to be #1. But the next page, I want to talk about something that's more important to me and more important to our industry. The study that's been done every year for the last 5 years by the Physical Activity Council, that's 6 trade organizations all work together. This council, they survey every year 41,000 Americans. They ask them a series of questions, and one of the questions is, here's a list of 120 different activities. Tell us which one of these activities you did once in the last year, and take a look at the chart. This is the inactivity trend in America. We have basically gone from 1 in 5 Americans to almost 1 in 4 Americans that are totally sedentary. They have done nothing in not one of 120 different activities one time in the last year. And this is continuing. And for this to turn, it's not going to happen by itself. And one of the reasons we're doing this, we have to take control of our destiny to turn this chart, because if this continues, this is not only threatening our country, this is threatening our industry, because this dries up participants in sports and fitness activities. And why this campaign is so valuable right now is because of what we're talking about with the healthcare crisis. Take a look at the cost of obesity-related expenses, what they're going to be now versus the next 10 years, basically, from 2008 to 2018. And you can see they're soaring. But the reason why this campaign is so important is because our healthcare system is really not healthcare. It's a sick care system. We treat people after they get sick. Why sport and fitness is so important? Because we can prevent people from getting sick and unhealthy by developing prevention in our system overall. So let's step it back a little bit. We've done some great things on Capitol Hill through the years. The SFIA has been running an event, National Health Through Fitness Day. You'll hear about that later on. But that lobby day has been very successful in developing grants for physical education programs, which is the PEP grants. We've gotten $800 million through the years for that. But this legislation is always challenged. We always get it through, but we're up against a bigger battle now. The second piece of legislation that's been talked about and pushed along for the last few years is called the FIT Act, and that's where the name of this campaign comes from. But you'll learn very quickly this Fit America campaign is much more than the piece of legislation. And I'll tell you about that later on, but just to give you a little tease, the FIT Act, when passed, and it'll take some time to get this through, will allow Americans to use pre-tax medical accounts to pay for physical activity expenses. I'll leave it at that. We'll come back to it. But as much as we've been doing some good things in Washington, D.C., we have webinars like this. The only way we're going to win the battle against obesity and sedentary lifestyles is to go out and talk to America, and that's what Fit America is all about. So Fit America, first and foremost, it's a year-round campaign driven by social media. We're going to go out and talk to America through the assets of our alliance sponsors, primarily through social media. Number one goal is to educate Americans on the issues, the opportunities, the solutions, and really give them some ways of overcoming the battles of sedentary lifestyles and obesity. The second thing is we're going to engage Americans in this campaign, and you'll see it very quickly as we look at the website, to get them to advocate for us, for our legislation. So they're helping us. We're not just doing it in D.C., we're doing it year-round and through technology on our website. And the third thing, and you'll see this very quickly too, is we're going to be promoting and pushing local grassroots programs in communities and schools. And you'll see how we're doing that through the campaign as we get through this presentation. But the key, again, is thank you, everybody on the phone. It's being driven by you. And so I don't want you to think because you've been to this webinar, our job's done. We've got a lot of work to do together through the year, but it's got great payback for us if we all do our jobs. So how are we going to educate Americans? This really gets into the process, and for the new people on the call here and to Fit America, this is very important for you to understand. Fit America will start in 2 weeks. Our website's live now, but we're going to, about 2 weeks, we're going to send out our first news flashes. These will be simple one-liners. You'll see examples of them in a couple slides. They're going to go out to all of you. We're going to want you to push them out to your social network through Facebook, Twitter, or any other ways you can get the message out to America. We're going to have traditional marketing through PR, but because we're an upstart organization, mostly what we're going to rely on is you right here in the middle of the page pushing out these news flashes in a way you can personalize to America. So instantaneously, when we go out in a couple weeks, we're going to be talking to tens of millions of Americans. You'll say, tens of millions, Jim? When you take our alliance sponsors and your assets, and more importantly, you're going to see towards the end of this presentation actual numbers of influencers that a lot of our organizations have. For instance, one of them is the Active Network. They have 9 million opt-in users. They're going to be pushing Fit America. They're a founding sponsor, and they're going to be pushing this in a big way. We have the Tennis Channel that's doing a PSA, 2 to 3 million people. We have Athlon Sports. It's going to be pushing our story out in Sunday newspapers. That's 30 to 40 million people that read their magazines on weekends. But you take the efforts of our alliance sponsors with some of these special efforts, we'll make a mark right away. So people say, oh, how are you going to educate people? What are these news flashes going to be about? On the left-hand side are the broad subjects. And let me pause here for a second. Some of the companies that are on the phone here have great research that may be valuable information for us to make up news flash stories or headlines. But you'll see on the right side are samples. These aren't necessarily what we're going to go with, but there's 8 or 9 samples of newsflash headlines. Let's take a look at them. Notice they're all short. Why? If we're going out on Twitter, we only have 140 characters to work with. And this is one of the beauties of the campaign. We're going to make our headlines something that Americans will hopefully say, wow, I want to learn more. But more importantly, you put your brand with it. Put it in front of it, or says, this company says to read this. We're going to keep them short enough so you can personalize them. But notice all of them have a tiny URL. And this is one of the magics of the campaign. So when we send them out to you, they're going to have a tiny URL. Let's take a look at this last newsflash story. 27% of Americans are too fat to serve in the military. Real research that came out about 4 or 5 months ago. we would take that, package it, put a news flash story together or an article together, but we got a headline here. But notice the tiny URL. When Americans click on that tiny URL to learn more, they'll go to a quick teaser video. Now, I'm not going to show you a video here, but one of our great partners is DigBridge. They're a founding sponsor also. They're producing videos for these newsflash stories. And the great qualities of DigBridge is their videos can be seen on any mobile device. You think about it. You get something on your mobile device. You're not going to read an article, but you'll look at a short video. Now, again, when this video comes on automatically from the tiny URL, it'll automatically transition right into our FitAmerica.org website. Here's that article. It's an article within the guts of FitAmerica.org website. And here you're going to see trying to get them to link into other areas. And what I like to do now is show you what the FitAmerica.org website will look like. And Jonathan's going to be working with me on this to show you some of the pages within it so you can see the professionalism of this campaign and how we're going to educate Americans. So here's the home page of FitAmerica.org. So you can see here, first of all, we have 6 rotating images that are on this page. Notice how those images change. They're going to change every few seconds. And they're headlines, good graphics overall, and they'll rotate and rotate. Now, one of the things I want to bring your attention to on this page, notice right here on the home page, and by the way, it's on every page. This happens to be a counter. It's the cost of obesity in the USA in 2013. And we're already over $4.5 billion, and we're only on, what date are we on now? The 10th of January. Every moment you can see this is going up. So this will constantly be there for Americans to see. And this website, Jonathan, why don't you just page down real quickly? You can see lots of features on this website, on this home page. So you can see we got videos, we got good, strong graphics overall. Keep on going down there. This is where we cover our issues, the solutions, our visions. And those charts down there, very strong graphics overall. And so you get a feeling of this home page and how we're making it easy for people to quickly understand. Jonathan, go back up there and click on the FIT Act page for me. So you click on the FIT Act, and this brings you into one of the pages. This is high-level information about the FIT Act, and down below is a bunch of information, details about the FIT Act, so if people want to know what that's all about. So, Jonathan, let's go into the PEP page real quick. Similar page. Again, good graphics, good headlines. We're educating people what this, the PEP program is all about. And by the way, we even got a secondary page here about the new PE and what that's doing for physical education and for our kids. And let's go to the next page, Jonathan, because that's a really good one for people to see, is the obesity and sedentary crisis. You should send people to this page because this page covers some of the high-level statistics that are kind of scary. There's the obesity numbers, but page down a little bit more there, Jonathan. There's a sedentary chart, but notice this chart right in the middle here. This is the sedentary numbers by age, and you can see like they're tracking up overall. They're percentages. And on the bottom right, Jonathan, we can show this whole chart on the bottom. That's America's #1 in obesity. You can see how some other countries are far superior to us. So great information. And let's quickly go over the benefits of PE page there and the benefits of physical education, physical activity page, Jonathan. Here's benefits of physical activity, page down. Again, some really good information. We use CDC information, Mayo Clinic information, etc. And again, if people got great data here for us, let us know. And then PE. This is all about physical education. Page down, I'm really proud of this page. The PE community has been involved with this for years on our lobby days. But page down, more there, you got the sedentary numbers versus PE, for PE and no PE, great job. And on the bottom right here, by the way, this happens to be a video that was donated by, hold on, too far, Jonathan. This is a video that's donated by, keep going up a little bit more. Oh, here it is, sorry, by Spark. It's a pretty generic video, so I said, let's put it on here. It's a good video about the benefits of physical education overall. So some great content here. I want everybody to come back and view it when they get a chance. And let's go into the other pages. Go to the Alliance Sponsor page. This is really key because we got our founders up top, and you page down here, we have all the different sponsors, and all these are live links, by the way. They click and go to your website, And next, go down the bottom of the page, same list, but now you got logos, and they're all live logos there too. So great visibility for our sponsors, and again, I thank you overall. And the last page I want to go to, we'll go up to the, I won't show you the fan page because that's going to be developing with people joining the club. It's Kids in the Game. Kids in the Game is our official partner that is going to be delivering our program. We get donations from Americans. We're going to push the majority of those funds into grant programs down to schools and local communities. And go down the bottom of that page, Jonathan. You can see where Kids in the Game is already working, like with American Youth Soccer, with Sisters in the Park, the Girls on the Run, and I think there's one more, which is actually a good example for lacrosse. So they're out there working the trenches and making sure that the donations come in from Americans are going to be used in a very efficient way to get kids more active or make sure they're more fit. So we'll be very accountable with the funds that come in from America. All right, Jonathan, so good job there, and we'll switch over to the PowerPoint. So you saw on those pages, hopefully, there's 3 things we're going to ask Americans to do when they come to every web page. We had these. We had advocate, participate, and donate. Let's go into each one of these individually, and we're going to quickly go back to the website in a second. But when advocate, we have online a very simple way for Americans to come and advocate for our legislation. This is a screenshot. Jonathan, let's go into the web and show them how this works very quickly. And again, this is how you can send people to this web page directly. So let's go back to the web there, Jonathan. So here we go. We're on this web page, and let's take my old hometown of Chicago, 60611. You put your zip code in here, you submit, and this happens to be the legislators. We'll page down, Jonathan. This is the legislators in Chicago, and down the bottom of the whole page, you'll see you fill in your personal information, and zap, send it on to Congress. We want to blitz Washington, D.C. from America as well as our lobby days. So this is really cool. And by the way, on the bottom here, maybe you can't read it. It's very small. If somebody only wants to advocate for FIT, they click here, and they get a FIT-only letter. If they only want to advocate for PEP, it's a PEP-only letter. We're making it easy for Americans and for you to activate Americans to help in this advocacy. And this is really going to be key around some of our lobby days, which will be coming up. We got March 12, 13 is National Health Through Fitness Day. We really want to push Americans to advocate during those time periods. Okay, Jonathan, back to the PowerPoint presentation, please. Okay, so here we are back at the PowerPoint. Now, what are we going to ask Americans to advocate for? Okay, the FIT Act. This is where the name of the campaign comes from, but I think you're seeing that it's much more the legislation, but this is the heart of what we're going for. This is a piece of legislation that's been around for a few years. We have 27 members of Congress that have signed on to the legislation now, and everybody that's lobbying now on behalf of our industry is going to make this a cornerstone of their push. The FIT Act, the Personal Health Investment Today Act, it will reduce the cost of being physically active. It'll be an incentive for Americans to get active. Why? How? They will allow Americans to use pre-tax medical accounts to pay for physical activity expenses. We're going to be promoting prevention in health care and real health care here rather than what we have, what we feel is really sick care. We have people use the pre-tax medical accounts now. How? Think about it. Medicine, doctor's appointments, surgery after they've been sick. With us, we're going to be covering, look at the list of activities and expenses that Americans now, when this legislation gets passed, and by the way, if we don't get it passed this year, it's going to be tough. We'll go after this year after year to get this through because this is what America needs, and this is going to be great for our industry too. So look at what's the categories here. I won't read them all, but imagine your businesses, how they can benefit. But the most important thing is imagine how Americans now will be able to use pre-tax medical accounts to be healthy and active overall. So I want you to even use your imagination. When we get the FIT Act passed, and I'm not even going to say if, when, because I feel confident we'll get this through. Think about what we'll do. We're going to, as Fit America, we will produce some recommended hang tags, stickers, or labels to put on your website to sign up for events, to get people, Americans, to know that you can use pre-tax medical accounts to sign up for this event or to buy this product. And we want to bring everybody back into FitAmerica.org so they learn about the campaign and get involved with our 3S again. So this is the magic down in the road, but I think should be an incentive for everybody to go out and push Fit America as a whole. Now, what's the next legislation we're going to be pushing for? Let's talk about the PEP program. The PEP program is very near and dear to my heart, and actually Tom Cove. We were co-writers of this many years ago with Senator Ted Stevens. It's the only money in the entire Department of Education budget for physical education. You say, well, how important is it? Do you realize the average school today, their school budget is $764 per year for physical education for the entire school? $764? And that 46% of all high schools today have no PE? And you're going to say, well, how important is physical education? Does it really help get kids active and healthy? I'm going to show you research that will blow your mind. Same research we showed earlier on with 41,000 Americans through the Physical Activity Council. We asked Americans, did they have PE in school? When you see the red bars come up, that's no PE. When the blue bars come up, they had PE. Then we asked Americans what they did do outside of school during their school years and these activities on the left. So let's take a look at what happens when they have no PE. You can see these percentages. Oh, you're saying, oh, 16% of these kids have no PE were in team sports, and 3.1%, Shannon, I see you're on the call, were in golf. But what happens when you give them physical education, any kind of physical education? And I'm not talking about having golf and PE. I'm just talking about having PE. Look at these percentages. This physical education is the grassroots program for all activity in America. It is the grassroots program. We got to keep PEP alive and push physical education in every community in our country. And you think of it, it's very intuitive. You think about it. If you learn to read in school, you'll read outside of school. If you learn to be active in school, you'll be active outside of school. So this is really showing the importance. And the next page also shows you this on a totally sedentary level. If people have no PE, 41% become sedentary. If they have PE, it drops to 16%. So it's so important to get physical education into these schools, and the new PE is even better than what we've had in many ways in the past. Okay, the second ask. So we've advocated. Now we're going to talk about participating. I'm extremely excited about this area of our website. We're going to have the yellow pages of ways of getting active in America. And you say, the yellow pages? It's the online yellow pages. So all these activities are there on our website. Let's go over to the actual page, Jonathan. So here's our Fit America webpage for Participate. Again, page down just a little bit, Jonathan. So you see here, sorry, let me move my cursor over. Okay, this is a list of 59 different sports or activities. And if we're missing anything, by the way, or missing a location, let me know. But you got all these different sports or activities. And by the way, we also got the Active Network database down here. I won't spend much time there, but that's a fabulous source. But when you click on any, let's pick on golf. I saw Shannon from the PGA was on this call. Click on golf there, Jonathan. Here's all the different ways Americans can get active or fit or learn to play in golf. And let's say they're a new player. Click on that Get Golf Ready link there, Jonathan. Oh, this happens to be, yeah. So here is the website for Get Golf Ready. You put in your zip code, and it finds a location in your area. Go back, Jonathan. And it just say, I'm not a beginner, I want to be in some of these other things. We got facilities, but these are all website with active links, all with locators. Now, go back one more page, Jonathan, to the beginning. So that's for golf, but that's an example we have for every sport. And again, if we're missing sports or activities, if we're missing websites that have national or strong regional lists, let us know. This is a website location you want to push people constantly because it's basically a way to get them active and fit in a very easy, different way. Okay, Jonathan, let's go head back to the deck. All right, so we go from here to the participation page to the donation page. And I won't take you on to this. In fact, Jonathan, I'd like to go to that. I'm going to change my mind here. This is where people can go here. But if you click on here, all the donations from our industry are going to be coming to build the infrastructure of our organization. But when Americans start donating, it'll go into local grassroots programs through, again, Kids in the Game. So, Jonathan, can you take us back there, or is it too late? I don't know. Maybe it's too late.
We can do that, Jim.
Okay, good job, Jonathan. So back here, we're just going to click on Donate, And again, when you come here, this is actually powered by Active overall, but there's different levels of giving. We're going to give out gifts to Americans to start to give at $25 or $50 or $100. We're going to send them a gift from Fit America overall. There's ways of doing local fundraising here. There's ways that all of you can do fundraisings within your own company for Fit America with your employees, and we're going to talk about that later on. But this is, again, a great tool for everybody to use and for our campaign to raise money, to push it, the majority of the funds, push it back into communities. Okay, back to the PowerPoint, Jonathan. Good job. Okay, so we go from the donate page into what the Alliance is all about. And I'll quickly go over this because most of you weren't involved with the decision making. But the commitments, by the way, are to be part of our social network. Very simple. Receive and post. We're going to only be putting out 2 to 3 maximum news flashes a month. We're not going to overburden you. So when they come to you, we're going to ask you to post it on Facebook and Twitter and use them in other ways. Many of you have other resources you can push the message out to America. And then, by the way, all of our sponsors that are listed are financial contributors too. So we got to all have a skin in the game, and that's very important to make sure that we activate America overall. So what are the benefits? Just so you're aware of it, the logos on the website, you saw it, and names with links. We not only want to give you the rights, we want you to use the logo and push out news flashes with your brand with it. It's your campaign. You're also, as a financial sponsor of Fit America, you are a sponsor already of National Health Through Fitness Day. And if you want to come and help us lobby, sign up now, and we'll talk about that in a second. But the biggest benefit overall, and you'll see some other things in the further into that, you're helping to create a healthier country and also helping our industry. So a reminder here, this is very important. This is a fabulous lobby day. Maybe because I've been involved with it for 12, 13 years, but I got a lot of pride of what the SFIA has been doing through the years. This day is the premier lobby day in D.C., not in the industry, overall. Why? Is our industry brings in 15 to 20 celebrity athletes to come in to open up doors. We have over 100 member meetings, not staff meetings, member meetings. But here's a reminder for you. If you're a sponsor, you can register now. Get in, register now, because the sign-ups are going quick here. We can only take about 150 people. Make sure you got your hotel reservations in. And if you're eligible for a free ad, as a financial sponsor of Fit America, you're eligible for a free ad. And if you got any questions on this, go to the SFIA website, and you can learn about all the qualifications. And again, maybe some of you on the phone are not sponsors yet. It's not too late to be involved with this, because we should be close to 200 to 300 sponsors in Fit America by the end of this year or early the following year. So let's get into ways we're going to leverage Fit America overall. Let's talk about these tools. First of all is put your brand with the news flashes. This is one of the major keys. You're going to have a chance when we send you news flashes, again, 2 to 3 a month. We want you to put your brand just like this right in front of it with that tiny URL. Now, this is by far the most important thing you can do for you and for the campaign, because for this campaign to be successful, we got to push out news flashes, get them to America, and get them to our website to learn and get engaged. So what's going to happen? How's this system going to work? And this is very important here for everybody to listen to. We're going to send out to you in approximately 2 weeks our first news flashes. This is kind of come out again from one of our sister and founding sponsors, DigBridge. DigBridge is going to be sending this from Fit America, but this will be an email. This will be enclosed in this is going to be enclosed in the email. That here's the first headline. This is going to be sent to you in 2 weeks. We're going to make it so you copy and paste these. So let's take a look. Here's the headline: Sports and Fitness Coalition unites to fight the obesity and sedentary crisis. You take it, copy, paste, put your name with it for Twitter. Now, there's a little different designation here for Twitter versus others, of course. For other social media, for Facebook, etc., copy and paste this one. For emails, for text, Copy and paste here. And you're saying, well, why do we have 3 of them? Because we want to track and see which one of these mechanisms are working the best for us, to be able to see how many of the people are coming in to our website through these mechanisms overall, and that's where DigBridge is going to help us. And then, by the way, on every one, you'll see this, a boilerplate on every one will show different ways of leveraging your assets with Fit America by going to these website pages that are included down below. So this is what you're going to start to get starting in 2 weeks, 2 to 3 times a month, different headlines though. Some other tools. We have our Twitter page. It's up and running. Cameron, who's one of our great assistants back in working in Washington, D.C., he's put together this page. It's live. We want everybody that's an Alliance sponsor to get in there and follow us. And just important, companies that have athletes, let's get those athletes to follow us. They have tremendous followers. So that's one of the first things. By the way, this whole presentation will be online, so you can get it, and it'll be on a video online. But this is one of the things I really want you to remember is make sure you get in there and follow us on Twitter, Fit America Twitter page. Same thing goes with Facebook. This page is online now. Another one of our key assistants here, Azil, he has helped me put this page together, and he is going to be focused on the Facebook page. Cameron's going to be focused on the Twitter page. We want to drive social media within Fit America, but we're going to rely on you guys through your sites to be able to get the word out. Third thing, we have on our tools page a template for a press release. All the red here is where you can put in your name, and you can customize this press release. We have a boilerplate here, but customize it. You send it out to your contacts saying you're a sponsor of Fit America. Make you a sponsor of it, don't rely on just for Fit America to put out the PR. Proud sponsor logos. Again, on our tools page, we have these logos and others, by the way, put on your website, put in your materials. Use it. Again, we want to make sure that Americans get to FitAmerica.org. That's where the action really starts. Fifth way, we have a video online. Again, on our tools page, we have it in different sizes. You can put this on your website, etc. Put this out there. It's a 90-second video. By the way, when we put out our first news flash about the sports and fitness industry unites, it'll roll right into this video and then right into our website. So Americans will learn through a video, 90 seconds, and into our website. Website banner ads. I'm really excited about these. There's another size I didn't show here, but we have 3 different sizes, 4 different versions. And you'll notice real quickly, I think these will start rotating. They're rotating images and messaging on the same ones and link them over to FitAmerica.org. Great tool for you to use on your website. If we don't have the right size, let us know. We'll create it. But the messaging here, you got 2 that are kind of geared towards the trade and 2 that are definitely geared towards Americans or the general public. The next area is the direct links to these 3 F's. And we showed you the participant page. Link people right to those pages or to the donate page, or most important, to the advocate page. We want people to advocate for us. So very good tools for you to use. Next page is you got email blast. Everybody's email blasting their contacts there. I get them every morning, but the key is we can send out our newsflash articles. We can send out information just about some of our Fit America, put them out there, have them link into FitAmerica.org or to our database or whatever you think is appropriate for your target market. Newsletters. You got a newsletter? Make sure there's links in there, or you tell them about FitAmerica.org. Publications, media providers, radio talk shows. You say, oh, do we really have that? All of you know people, and I'm going to show you how some of our partners are already going to activate this. Athlon Sports, Sunday newspapers, and they have online and other services overall. They have 30 million people that read their Sunday inserts. They're going to be doing articles about FitAmerica.org and Fit America in our news flashes. That'll create action on our website. Another one of our partners happens to be Hewlett and Walensky. Gary Walensky is one of our sponsors also. Hugh Hewitt. I'm going to be on the radio talk show for Hugh Hewitt next Thursday. It will air Thursday evening, and it'll come on again as a repeat the following day. I'll be on for 1 hour talking about the health, the fitness, the obesity and sedentary crisis, Fit America, and ways our campaign is working. But all of you got contacts like this. Turn it on. See if we can get involved. Get the message out. Other things, PSAs. And you say, well, I can't do PSAs, but let's talk about who is. Tennis Channel. When I presented this to them, I said, guys, can you help us? And you know what they are doing now? They're just finalizing a PSA geared around the tennis industry, but all about Fit America. And they're going to push people to our website. Yeah, there's going to be things in there about tennis, but you know what? What's good for tennis is good for other sports too. Fabulous way of promoting Fit America. But again, if you have resources to get this done, that would be a great thing to contribute. Athletes, huge things here. And a lot of companies that are part of our sponsors have athletes. Get athletes to be part of our campaign. How can that happen? Now, remember we showed early on our Alliance page. When we have some superstar athletes, we're going to convert the top of that page away from the founders, because the founders are on the bottom of every page. We're going to feature 4 superstar celebrities. Got a couple we're talking to as we speak now. I won't give any names, but when I have 4 strong superstars, we're going to feature them. And then any other athletes that want to get involved, we're going to have another page off of this with all the other athletes that are part of our campaign. So this campaign will be supported by athletes, by companies, by organizations, by the entire industry. So again, you got athletes, make them tweet, Facebook, and then get them involved with the campaign overall. Create your own fundraising team. I showed you this earlier on. The Active Network has made it easy. When you go to our donate page, there's a step-by-step process of how to get involved and how to create your own local fundraising. Once you customize your own fundraising efforts overall, promote it to your employees or associates or customers, and track your fundraising success right on the platform on our website overall. All the detailed information is on our tools page again. It's on our website also, but just get your employees, get your network involved. There's tons of ways for you to get involved with Fit America. Now, I'm coming back to this final page, or this page we had early on, because this goes back to what's really important. Because again, in 2 weeks, our first news flashes start. We want you to receive these and copy paste, just like we did before, all these different ways. Now, if anybody is on this call that is going to be part of the distribution system, please email me. Let me know who you are so that we make sure you start to get the news flashes when they come out in 2 weeks. It's very important. Just drop me an email and say, I'm the contact at so-and-so. We'll add them to our list, so when DigBridge starts to send these out to you starting in 2 weeks, you're the person who will get these and copy and paste them. So it's very simple. So in summary, and I hope you can see just the broad scope of this campaign and why it's so important. This obesity and sedentary crisis is threatening our country, and it's threatening our industry. You saw that sedentary chart. It's scary. My old finance manager, finance VP at Wilson, he said to me one thing before. He says, don't bet on streaks to end. Well, the sedentary streak is going in the wrong direction. We're going to bet on it only because we can only because we can turn it through campaigns like this. We need to control our own destiny. We need to educate and engage Americans. We're doing it to you now, but you're the key to push it out to America. We need to change behavior. We need to create a movement for a fit and healthy America that will get Americans active, fit, and playing more sports, consuming more products, making a healthier industry, but more importantly, a healthier America. And this campaign, as you can see, is great for our country. It's great for our industry. And it just comes down to everybody helping to make this a huge success. So I thank you for your time. We're about 40-some-odd minutes now, kind of where I thought we would end up. And I think, Jonathan, will take any questions that come in from anybody that's on the call now.
Sure. Thanks, Jim. We have a couple questions here. First, would we be able to get key slides with stats, charts, etc., to use in our own presentations at trade shows, etc.?
Definitely. First thing I can do, if you want the deck, you just email me again. I can send you the deck. It would come. If you want it in PowerPoint, I'll send it through a transfer service called Can't Transfer Big Files. Jonathan, we may even let's put this deck, and I think VJ's on this call. We'll put it on the website too, the tools website. You can cut and paste those pages themselves. And then the other thing is too is that a lot of these charts are on our website, and you can right-click on it and copy those charts and just put them into your documents. But use these resources for you to engage Americans overall. Because some of these charts are really hard-hitting and can be used.
One other question is, can you send the PowerPoint slides to the attendees for the webinar?
I think we can do that. What I'm probably, if we get the full list, I can do a general email to everybody through Transfer Big Files if that's easier. It's a huge deck. I'll send it to via PDF if that makes sense. And if I get a full list of the email addresses, I'll send it on to everybody.
And one last question. I will not be able to attend National Healthy Fitness Day, but would like to help out. What can I do?
Advocate. Get people in your area to turn around and, first of all, you advocate, but you're one voice. Find ways of getting people to go to advocate on FitAmericaorg and make sure they contact their members of Congress. It's very simple. That tool we showed you earlier on, get your entire community, get all your employees, get everybody that's coming to your stores, anybody, have them get involved and advocate overall. Because if you email from and advocate from America and we're on the Hill, that 1-2 punch is really going to be strong. And we're going to send out reminders about this, but that's a solid way for, and by the way, don't forget the old-fashioned ways. Pick up the phone and contact your members of Congress.
And then one other question here, which I can handle. This presentation is being recorded and will be up on the SFIA website. Shortly, we'll be sure to include a link along with the slides itself so individuals can share this presentation with others.
Any other questions out there?
I believe that is all we have, Jim. Thank you.
Well, good. I thank everybody. We got a lot of work to do, and we can move a mountain when we work together, and I appreciate everybody being part of this team. So thanks, and we'll be talking soon. And look for, by the way, look for our first news flashes in 2 weeks, and get on our website and learn more about it, and always drop us a note if you have any questions. Thank you very much.